What's going on, guys? Welcome back.
I've been here already.
Anyways, we're going to be reacting. We're going to be reacting to a video titled "Don't Stay in School." He's never seen this before, so we're gonna go ahead and dive on it.
I wasn't taught how to get a job, but I can remember dissecting a frog. I wasn't taught how to pay tax, but I know loads about Shakespeare's classics. I was never taught how to vote. They devoted that time to defining isotopes. I wasn't taught how to look after my health, but mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead, I studied the old American West. I was never taught what laws there are. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat, I was not taught the laws for the country I live in, but I know
The fact
Wow.
he emphasized on the fact that wasn't taught what laws there are.
Right. No, but everything he's saying, I always said, I'm not going to be a biologist. Why do I need to dissect a frog? I'm not going to be a scientist.
I never had to dissect a frog.
Oh, not fun. Don't like the sight of just cutting into something.
Alright, well, let's jump back in.
Oh, how Henry VIII killed his women. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Glad that's in my head instead of financial advice. I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of light.
I love
I was
that.
never taught my human rights. Apparently there's 30. Do you know them? I don't. Why the hell can't we both recite them by rote? I know igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks, yet I don't know squat about trading stocks or how money works at all. Where does it come from? How does the thing that motivates the world function? Not taught to.
How does the thing that motivates the world function?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
money is pretty much your driving factor for life because you can't get anywhere without money, and yet you don't even know where it comes from.
Yeah, well, I do, but they keep printing more of it. Just, that ain't gonna mess with inflation at all. Well, see, now old school. We were taught things like that in high school. Evidently, you weren't.
No.
Well,
And like, especially I've seen some of the comments on this, and they're like, well, I was taught these things, and it's like, that's not what the message is about, though.
right. No. Lost train of thought.
All right, well, let's jump back.
Wait. Okay, you're gonna just.
Budget and disperse my earnings. I was too busy there rehearsing cursive. Didn't learn how much it costs to raise a kid and what an affidavit is. But I spent days on what the quadratic equation is. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b
I
squared
learned that.
minus 4ac over 2a. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. They made me learn that over basic first aid, or how to recognize the most deadly mental disorders or diseases with preventable causes, or how to buy a house with a mortgage if I could afford it. Because abstract maths was deemed more important than advice that would literally save thousands of lives. But it's cool, because now I could tell you if the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. Never taught present day practical medicines, but I was told what the ancient Hippocratic method is. I've got a headache, the pain is ceaseless, what should I take? Maybe try some leeches? Could we discuss domestic abuse and get the facts, or how to help my depressed friend with a mental state? No, but learn mental maths, because you won't have a calculator with you every day. They say.
Now, I know with your generation that was true, but yeah, now it's kind of useless. I mean,
Right.
You have a calculator.
Well, the technology passes your lifetime of what you did is always gonna. I mean, when you are my age, I mean, I have no idea what it's either. You're either gonna be obliterated by World War III, or
well, I won't reach your age if that's the
I
case.
know.
but-
I'm just saying, if you're lucky enough, you'll look back and say, "Damn, I remember when I had to actually use my thumbs."
What do you think?
By the time you're 60, you're gonna be saying, what are these for anymore?
Alexa, what?
Yeah, everything's gonna be voice command.
Yeah.
And you heard it here first.
All right, well, we'll get back.
You're not even gonna have to turn a key in your car. It's gonna say, you're gonna say,
Yeah, no,
car, start, car, go in reverse.
It's a button now. Well, it's no. See, but the problem with that is, how are you gonna drive with a voice command, because you can't
You're
be
gonna
like brakes.
say, go straight.
Or you're gonna be like,
I don't know.
you
It's gonna be plugged into your fingers. It's gonna be plugged into your fingers, and each one controls a different part of the car.
You're still using your fingers.
They come straight from the mind down to the fingertips.
So like video games.
Stephen King, are you listening?
All right, well, let's jump back.
It's not the kids, the parents are the problem. Then if you taught the kids to parent, that's the problem solved then. All this advice about using a condom, but not for when you actually have a kid when you want one. I'm only fluent in this language, cause serious, the rest of the world speaks too.
That one
I'm
lost.
an idiot to choose the solo over the political system. So like a typical citizen now, I don't know what I'm voting on. Which policies exist or how to make them change. Mais oui, je parle un peu de français. So at 18 I was expected to elect a representative for a system I had never ever been presented with. But I won't take it. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I'll share it everywhere how I was educated, and insist these pointless things don't stay in school.
So what do you think about that?
Oh man, I couldn't get off of the voting thing because I'm open about it, but and I know a lot of you don't want to discuss politics, but from my era, I could have gone to Vietnam, but I couldn't vote. In my, back then, the voting age didn't go to 18. I was under 21, but technically I could have gone to Vietnam, but I couldn't have voted until I turned 21. So I don't, that part of it got me as far as that part of the song.
Basically he's saying, they don't want to talk about it, and especially like in my experience, they did want to talk about it, but then they went on their own little rants. Because I had a teacher, I know I told you about it, my construction teacher, who was very pro-Trump, and then I had my econ teacher who was a Democrat, and it's like you're getting opinions from other people's opinions, and it's like
right.
And now I don't know what I'm voting on.
Did you ever play the game of, I forget what they call it, but you whisper something into one person's ear and
Telephone.
it goes around? Is that what it's called?
Telephone? Yeah.
But I feel the news is almost like that game where they watch the news from one source. Okay, this is what we're going to say. Somebody watches that, and it gets changed just a little bit every time.
Well, and especially like with this entire video, it's like it really does tell you, like, they don't teach you what you need.
Right. Now, I've seen a decline over the years. Like we were talking about, if you had an accounting course. Well, we had 2 accounting courses. And they don't even offer just basic. I guess, what do you say? It's a math accounting or something.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's all they're teaching them is the very, very basics of it in a year's time.
Well, and especially the part where he says, I wasn't taught practical medicines, and it's like, yeah, you don't know what to do. Like, most of the stuff that I've learned is from you, because of the fact that
and
they don't
that's
teach you that.
That's where I learned from.
Well, the fact that I took a health class and all they were worried about was STDs, and it's like that's not the only thing that matters. I mean, yes, it does matter a lot, but that's not the only thing that matters. I mean,
Right. I I had a train of thought there, and I lost it again. I just,
Can I leave this in?
no. I mean, I don't know if it looks good, but it's hard. I mean, I totally understand the song, and I actually like the song. It was starting out a little rappy to me, but it kind of like mellowed out on the drum beat, and it wasn't like total rap. It was
Well, like I told you it was kind of rappy, but not fully.
no, it was mellow. I mean, I don't know how many more facts I could have taken in. I thought it was, pretty informative and true. It is true.
Well, yeah, and like I saw there was one comment on this, and they were like, "Well, I was taught how to do taxes, and I was taught," and it's like, good for you, but not a lot of people were, and that's not the message behind.
You know how you learn how to do taxes? You do them yourself, and every year it changes.
You want to know how I did my taxes last year?
Well, I know you went online and
TurboTax.
yeah. Well, I know, but you say you want to learn how to do taxes. You have to do the taxes.
TurboTax is easy.
Every year you learn a little bit more, and I mean, I
Not
don't.
sponsored by TurboTax either. But all right, guys, we'll leave a comment down below letting us know if there's anything you want us to react to, and we'll see you.
Hey, yeah, I'm trying to get him into watching Jimmy Stewart. Now, you guys are my age, understand, but he actually watched part of, I don't know if you've ever watched the whole movie, It's a Wonderful Life. He is much better in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, and not as good in Stratton Story, but it's a great movie. So if you guys want him to check those out, I'm trying to get him to do Stratton Story because it's baseball, and he
Well, I was
reaches anything baseball.
if we can find it and be able to do it on the format, I'm fine with that. But
Yeah, we'll find it somewhere.
all right, guys.
Can you plug in a VCR, or not a VCR, a DVD player into see how old I am?
But
Anyhow,
we'll see you guys later.
night.